hopefully you can see that, is the red and blue for high and low beam. The yellow is the pilot light in the handlebar headset. We've got the low feed for backlight and handlebar 5-volt festoon, and then we've got the main power which feeds through to the high and low beam, and we've got our earth for our horn. So if we switch to this side, that would be high beam. So we've got backlight on, main lights on, high and low beam, off and back to pilot light. So we've got our backlight on, our yellow which is our handlebar festoon, and the power to it which is the purple. We can see that we've got 3 connectors, our high and low beam and our pilot and our earth which will go to the headlight rim. On the ignition switch, which is that one, what I've done is I've made the small lights, the not the headlights, be operable from here. Otherwise what we'll do is we'll have lights on, lights off, switches working backwards, and all the lights will either be on or off. So what I've done is switch number 1 is just ignition, obviously off, ignition on, no lights. That will give you power, and so will that to your pilot light. That's all. So we've got main power coming in, switched purple going back into the loom, which will go into the headset. So if we take the main switch from the handlebar, that one, and connect that one up, that's the earth for the switch, and that will go to either the handlebar base which connects to the bracket that holds the handlebar onto the fork, or it can also go on to the little brackets that hold on the rods. So your throttle rod or your gear rod, it will go under one of the nuts there and earth out quite nicely. So if we just take the green, if we look for green on there, that's our ignition. Push that one in. They can be quite tight when they're new. I'll get a pair of pliers and make sure they're all in. Right, pair of pliers. So if I just push the green in, remember never do it on the cables. Then we've got purple, which is over there. That's the feed going off to the parking lights basically, or low lights, not the headlights. And then we've got our main feed, which is brown. You can feed to either side, it doesn't really matter. Because it's an input, we'll stick it on the top. Actually we'll stick it in the middle because it's from a switch. So if we get the loom from the main electronic loom and look for the handlebar bit, so this will be coming up your forks into your handlebar. So if we take the green, add that to the green, and again use some pliers to plug that in properly, and then we got the brown, which is here, and because it's the main feed in, I always go top. You can go bottom, not really any difference, but that's our main feed in there, that's in. And the black, because it's a main feed in, again I go top. That's just the way I like to wire. All right, if we take the handlebar switch now and look at the cables, we've got our yellow, which is our pilot light. If we look on the back there, we've got a yellow light or yellow indicator. Put the yellow to the yellow, that's our pilot light. Black is our rear light again, which is common between headlights and backlight, so that would go in there with the other black. The spare black that we've got on the bottom there, we're going to be using that to feed the speedo, because we want the speedo on when the lights are on. So the speedo wire would go in on that one at the bottom. We look at the blue, red to red, and blue to blue. Pushed in properly, that's it. And then we put our purple to our purple. know, he's decided to pop out. I'm not really pushing them in as hard as I should do, but if you find that they are loose, you can actually close up the connectors with a little screwdriver. So the brown from the switch goes into the bottom. If you keep them the way I'm doing it, when you follow through, it's pretty obvious that that one's come out from the switch, that one's come out from the other switch. It's just a standard way that I work. So if I put that in there as well. So if I just go over the handlebar again, behind the headlight, that would actually be behind, and that switch would be over there on the handlebars. We've got all the lights off in the middle position, headlight and tail light off and back again for side lights, headlights on, dip and beam, and we've got a button there that will press and short out the horn. The next video I'll put on, we'll be putting it on the GP. You'll get a better idea of what I'm actually trying to achieve. Thanks for watching. Look out for part 3. Thanks. Bye.